Some days it feels like we've just gone off the deep end here. Just look at what Peter Thiel, the billionaire investor, is trying to pull with Alphabet, the parent company of Google. It's like something out of the Manchurian Candidate. Hey, kids, look that one up. He's saying the company's been infiltrated by enemies of the state. And I feel like these kinds of unsubstantiated accusations, I think they could take us to a very dangerous place. Look, there are endless good reasons to criticize an $800 billion company like Alphabet. But Thiel, I don't think he has a good reason. You need to understand that Thiel is a high-profile supporter of President Trump, and he's making extraordinary charges of treason against Google. He wants the FBI and the CIA to investigate the company in order to find out how many foreign intelligence agencies have infiltrated their Manhattan Project for artificial intelligence. Thiel wants to know if Google's senior management considers itself to be thoroughly infiltrated by Chinese intelligence. By the way, Google barely does any business in China. This is a company that stood up to the Chinese Communist Party in defense of free speech, and it got punished for it. Google's done more to fight against China's bad behavior than nearly any other business that I know I can think of. But now Peter Thiel's wondering if Google's so thoroughly infiltrated by the Chinese that, he muses, quote, they have engaged in the seemingly treasonous decision to work with the Chinese military and not with the U.S. military, end quote. Google's response, as we have said before, we do not work with the Chinese military, end quote. Take a look at this dramatic exchange that occurred moments ago between Senator Blumenthal and a Google exec.
Have you found any evidence of infiltration of your management or your private data by Chinese intelligence?
Absolutely not, Senator.
Has Google made any decision about its contracts with the United States government based on pressure or in consultation with China?
Absolutely not.
Has Google turned over or in any way turned a blind eye to a leak of its software or private data to Chinese intelligence?
Absolutely not. We take extremely seriously that the threat of any penetration of our systems.
People, this is heady stuff. I don't know if Thiel's making this stuff up or he's delusional, but either way, it's dangerous because the president takes him seriously. He wants the Justice Department to look into the charges. People throw around the word McCarthyism a lot, but on this issue, it really feels like a legitimate comparison. Back in the 1950s, you had to publicly declare your loyalty to the United States and deny being a member of the Communist Party. If you refused to name names of who were, your life was ruined, and in some cases, you got sent to prison. The worst thing is that Thiel knows exactly what he's doing. He added that, and I quote, these questions need to be asked by the FBI or the CIA, and I would like them to be asked in a not excessively gentle manner, end quote. Whoa, hey, that's messed up. I don't know what Peter Thiel's problem with Google is, but it sure feels like he's using his connections with the White House to settle some private scores, target his political opponents. So I need to make this crystal clear. Peter Thiel is about to ruin lives. Ruin lives. I was not surprised when President Trump took to Thiel's comments and ran with them. Remember, one of Trump's best friends was the late Roy Cohn, who served as the chief counsel to Senator Joe McCarthy of McCarthyism fame. The president's initial tweet gives the appearance that he'd like to do something along the lines of what Thiel's suggesting. But, man, before we start cracking down on Google, I'd like to know if there's any hard evidence on this at all. Thiel did found a major cybersecurity company, Palantir, and he is a member of the board of Facebook. Maybe he knows something we don't. But if that's the case, he needs to share his evidence. Otherwise, I am not going to take these claims seriously. Does he really have names? Does he know how many card-carrying members of the Chinese Communist Party are working within Alphabet? Should we bring back the House Un-American Activities Committee? Is there a new Joe McCarthy needed in the Senate? This is really ugly stuff. And it's all possible now because Thiel's turned his accusations up to an 11. I think he needs to dial it back before we end up in some kind of horrible McCarthyite witch hunt. That's the last thing I want, although in this crazy environment, it sure wouldn't shock me.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.